Well, right now I'm in a terrible mess right here. I cut off a few things off of this, but Big Mike just came by, and well, he's got an emergency, I guess. He's bringing me bonsai that's been neglected. See this? This is the root of Princess Persimmon. Well, it's been like 5 years since he purchased this, and he hasn't done anything. And so, well, this one here was in this container. I had to cut that root off and put it in this bigger container. And then this one came in from another one, and then this is bigger. Not the way I want to do it, but we're already into June, so I don't have a whole lot of choice. This one too had the same kind of problem. Had to cut off all that coil stuff on the bottom. But that pot should be big enough that it's okay. Unfortunately for the timing. So anyway, he's gone now. He was over here pestering me. I could do so much better if he's not around. Usually I enjoy his company, but today he's in a big hurry and got a big mess, and I'm just trying to get things done here. So anyway, I thought I'd show you the beginning shots here, and hopefully they'll look halfway decent, and then we'll take pictures when we're done. This is not the normal way I like to do my business, but hey, I have to do what I have to do. Well, I got done. This is the hardest work I've done in a very long time. Well, it wasn't that hard, but it was a lot of it and in a hurry because he's having a party this afternoon. So I have to push myself. Now this one here is a Princess Persimmon. Well, this one too is a Princess Persimmon. Mike goes in phases, and then I think he was in this, the fruit. You know when they have the fruit, it's quite unique, right? He fell in love with it, and because of where he lives, it seems to do very well. So have this one, and then I'll show you one more. Okay, this is another one. Well, do you notice something? Well, the color should be much deeper green. This one here especially is yellow and small, very weak. These were bigger, but not as deep green as you should be. Well, it was root bound. More than half the root was coiled at the bottom. That's why I had such a tough time getting these ready. But it should be okay. But what I hate to tell Mike is if you look, there's not a single fruit on any of these. Yep, this one either. Well, if you look at the ones that would have the fruit in the fall, it'll be little green ones right now, and I don't see a single one. It's not to say that it has fruit every year. It seems like every other year it looks really great, and then the other years either light or none at all. But he said in the last couple of years he hasn't had any. Well, if you stress the poor plant, of course it's not going to produce fruits. So hopefully with new soil condition and fertilizing. Oh yeah, he said, I asked him, what have you been feeding him? He said, I haven't fed him anything. So for the last 3 to 5 years, he hasn't fed these guys anything. Well, you know, we've been playing musical chairs with the bonsai container. He brought 2 bigger ones, and then we shifted it up. And then These little root cuttings were off one of them. And to me, it's a silly idea. He's a busy businessman, and his yard is not conducive to, nurturing little plants like this. But he wanted to save it, so I stuck it in one of the pots. If he gets half of these to take, he'd be in pretty good shape. This juniper used to be in this creamy color pot. And also, this one came from my place here. And this cascade looking arm is not supposed to be there. This was an informal upright. And then because of long neglect, so he's fallen in love with this long branch. Well, I took off the other two that came forward. So at least it has some sort of a style, sense of style. It looks like he had spider mite problem. See all this? Yeah, and it's more or less recovered, but the damage, it takes a while for the new shoot to come off and that part to fall off. But anyway, that's what that was. So by being in a new, bigger container and slightly different approach to style, he should do well. Okay, this is one that I made for him a while back. Must have been good 3-4 years. Anyway, it's a little landscape scene. The one on the right is a winged elm, and then the one on the left is more of a typical elm, but it was grown out so far I had to take it back. Not much I could do. If I knew for sure that he could bring it back in a week or two, then I could have kind of backed off on the pruning, but knowing him, he's going to be busy. He's a, kind of a high-tech executive here. So, yeah, he wants to, but, everybody's time is limited. So, anyway, that's why he brought it, and I think it looks okay. Okay, this one he just purchased somewhere, and it's a Carokia. And well, the problem was the soil mix. This is just the top dressing, but this came with soil. That adds the soil, and it's okay for the Bay Area where it's nice and cool, but it does not do well here. It does not hold the moisture long enough, and so it stresses. So anyway, he had me change it was in a plastic training pot. And then this white pot here was the last juniper we looked at. So that's what I've been doing. We got 2 new pots. We moved it up that way, got rid of the plastic training pot and put it in here, and everything else got shifted up. So this was one of the pots that we had, the Princess Persimmon. And since, he really wanted me to put these in 4-inch containers. And knowing his work schedule, his backyard, it wasn't going to work. This way, at least there's a chance. If he could get 50% to survive, we're in pretty good shape, and then next year we could do something with it. Which to me don't make sense, because he got a huge backyard and he really should be just looking at these nicer stuff. But hey, that's just the commercial version of me talking. So anyway, this is the service that I offer. I wish I didn't have to do it so heavy, but you know. Oh, Mike is a good guy. That's why I would have done it. If it was some stranger come walking in, I would have said, no, I'm not sure. He'd probably leave it for 2 days, and they'll probably charge me more than double or triple what I'm going to charge him for this. But anyway, this is some of the stuff I have to do. Okay? Hopefully, this is not giving you any ideas about bringing your big problem to me, but I can do it for you if you need to. Okay, this is Hero saying goodbye. See you again real soon in another chapter.